Hello, Force Captain Frugal here, reporting for duty for another comic book review. If I sound a little off, I'm sorry. I'm dealing with a bit of a cold. You know, that's what happens when you have kids. They bring home everything to you. And today, wow, Captain America issue number 8. Now, right off the bat, the cover looks pretty good. Nothing really like, oh, I gotta read this. It's just a picture of Captain America's head here. Now, lo and behold, this is an issue that is written once again by Ta-Nehisi, yes, Ta-Nehisi, or should I say Hatred of America Coates, and the art by Adam Kubert, and a lettering by VC's Joe Carmagna, another notorious nutball. If you don't know that, just check him out on social media. The cover was by Alex Ross. The color artist was Frank Martin. And of course, you know, if we look at who else is involved in this, associate editor Alana Smith. Okay, that's potentially problematic. Editor Tom Brevoort. Oh, great. Here we go again, right? And of course, we have the rest of the usual group. So, we start off early in the comic book. If you weren't familiar with the last issue, Captain America, the supposed now true one, even though he was a spin-off from the Cubic, but, you know, who cares? Another whole story there altogether. Well, Captain America is in prison right now, and so we have here that the evil Captain America is getting out of prison. Now, here, and this is key here. Forgive me, Stephen, but presidential pardons can't be bought like so many heads of lettuce. And then she says, who am I kidding? In times such as these, of course they can. Bing! Political shot right off the bat. Times like these, because that's what this whole issue, this whole series has been about with Ta-Nehisi Coates is, I hate America right now, Trump is bad, Republicans are bad. He's just the guy has hate in his heart, and it bleeds through this comic book almost on every page. And you are free also as promised. So he's getting freed. So now he's out while the real Captain America, well, which is not the real Captain America, if you understand what I'm saying, but the one we're supposed to think is real, is locked behind bars. And in these bars, this prison is being ran by Wolfgang von Strucker because he made a deal to keep himself out to house these villains, if you will. And then they talk in this series about how he treats them, how he lets one out and beats them publicly so everyone can see how powerful he is, because, you know, the evil dictatorship, because everybody right now in power is absolutely evil. And so he's going to take on the record to show how powerful, you know, they are and how you don't cross the boss. Because remember, everything is about power. This whole power elite thing is just a joke. I will say, though, the art is pretty decent. We then get a situation, too, where we get taken with Sharon Carter talking to none other than Mayor Fisk. Yes, former Wilson Fisk, but Mayor Fisk, not the Kingpin anymore, right? And so there's some banter there. And once again, it's all about power. Yes, it is exactly what I did seize power on behalf of the people of New York. Because, you know, remember, he speaks for the others. Because, once again, subtle Trump references here. Is that not what you fight for, Miss Carter? Democracy? Well, here I am to protect all of your valiant wars. And yet, somehow, I do not think you've come in to salute me. She goes, no, I've come to offer you a way out. Once again, they love these little little tidbits here, everything linking to Trump and power. You know, I recognize that you and I rarely come out on the same side of things, he tells Miss Carter, you know, because there are a lot of differences. And she pulls out that she's got information, you know, of what some stuff is going on. And that's what she's doing. She's picking him and prying him for information. And she says, pretty much tells him flat, I know that you know Steve Rogers is innocent because you know what's really going on. You know who killed Ross. Well, okay. So, of course, more blah, 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 blah. He has to mention, you overrate my powers. I am a mere servant of the people. I was shocked to hear of General Ross' assassination and look forward to his killer being brought to justice, whoever he might be. And she shows more pictures. Now, it's you who disappoints, Wilson. I'm trying to help you, and blah, blah, blah. More about that. And she mentions, you may not call yourself the Kingpin anymore, but you know full well that you do not like to share. And that's true with Kingpin. He doesn't So she uses those pictures a little bit, mentioning, you are correct, you were elected by a system I fight to uphold, but your buddies were not. Think about that for a little bit. Okay? Think about what the meaning behind that is, from the hatred of this writer. Now, as I said, if you didn't know this writer, you might not understand what's really going on. I strongly say and suggest that if you don't know this writer, that you research him a little bit, and you'll start to see the peeling the onion, if you will. You'll start to see the cracks, his real truism coming through in his thoughts and hatred towards America. So she says, this is a new world, no shield, no rules, chaos in Washington, but I am still here. I have survived. You should ask yourself why. You should ask yourself where I get these pictures and what else I know. Because remember, everything's a conspiracy under Trump. We then go back to seeing Steve Rogers, the real Captain America, sort of, in prison. And he's trying to stay under the radar, stay silent. But that doesn't work as he gets asked to get into a game. And he gets in a little bit of a talking spat. And he goes, you want to talk about what I got, Rogers? My mom left me in a garbage pile 2 days after I was born and raised in an orphanage. Because, you know, all bad guys have to have a bad upbringing, that they were down and out because of the evil system, right? I went into the army like you, but not like you. My buddies got blown to pieces for a lie, for oil, for billionaires. There we go again. Once again, we have to go with that whole everything was over oil bull crap. So then, none of that justifies what you've done. The people you've killed, Steve says to him. And then one, the other convict says, and what about the people you've killed, Rogers? You think we've forgotten because, you know, the evil version of Captain America. And they get an argument of who killed Ross. And throw out Supreme Commander there. You know, so pile driver, you know full well that wasn't, you know, so Cap's trying to respond there. That wasn't me. You know it wasn't me. But then again, we're in a situation now where this, you know, the state that they've deconstructed Captain America so much that he could potentially be a bad guy, right? And that's the way they want it, because that's Marvel and deconstruction. Rather than having at least one character in Marvel that stands up for the moral values in the United States, we have to tear him down too. And that's what we have here. You know, so Bulldozer, you know, his poor buddies and everything were killed in the military, which, you know, would suck and all that. But everything is all Captain America's fault. No, you tell that to your dead. Tell that to Rick Jones. We saw what you did to him. Avengers Assemble. Those were his last words. And nobody came. What a crock. He was killed by a lie, just like Bulldozer's baddies. Your lie. Once again, everything is Steve Rogers, Captain America's fault. This is what they love to do. And towards the end of the book, we get the female group that, you know, we only got just a little bit of in the last book of how they're going to, you know, save Steve Rogers. And you see that they've got some information about who killed Ross. You know, this story, the pacing of this comic moved okay. The art was okay. But once again, what stinks is everything about it. Everything that's underlining it. If this didn't have massive political agendas and ideology behind it, it could actually be an interesting story. The real Captain America behind bars, releasing the other one to cause trouble. But they've spent so many years destructing this character that it's no longer really that interesting. What would be more interesting, I think, at this point, would have a Captain America that actually was looked up to again. And how he stands up against the evil and the bad, rather than how everyone looks down on him and a few people have to go and save him and prove his innocence. You know, if we hadn't had years of Captain America being deconstructed, this probably could be a better story. Also, if it was penned by somebody that didn't have a constant agenda of how evil America is, this could have a potential good story with a very positive, patriotic outcome. But I fear it won't. But that's not your thoughts, that's mine. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What did you think about this issue? Was this a flying turd in the face of America? That's my thought. You know, was this or am I just reading too much into it and I need to just let a good story be? Well, that's once again my thoughts, not yours. Please let me know how you think. Please be sure to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you want to help out this channel, go down to the Patreon below. You can help for as little as $1 a month. Also, if you're not a big fan of Patreon, I understand that too. We have CaptainFrugal.redbubble.com, where you can get Captain Frugal merchandise to help support the channel as well. Nonetheless, we greatly appreciate you and your time. And until next time, keep it frugal.